Good evening, this is Shannon Noteboom. I am here to teach you a little bit about learning management systems. It's a new term to me, but once researching it a little bit more, it was definitely more of a familiar term. Let's get started. A learning management system basically are sources that support teaching and learning processes. So some that I will talk about today are Blackboard, which you may have heard of, Canvas, Moodle, and Schoology, to name a few. And once I heard those terms, I'm like, oh, that makes complete sense of what a learning management system is. They are most important when conducting educational activities, especially in distance learning. So they can connect students from across the world, across the country, who are in the same class and who can collaborate with each other. Learning management systems also allow instructors to provide resources needed for students in distance education so that students can benefit from the learning processes. Once again, it's used for distance education, so really thinking about those learners. Learning systems offer support for teachers because they provide one with various activities. It's really easy to create a quiz. You just put the questions in and it creates a quiz for you. If you post a discussion question, your students can easily respond to that discussion question, as in Canvas in our class for American College of Education. It also is very easy to organize, so you just have to choose the one that's best for you. It emphasizes communication opportunities, quality of information, learning outcomes, usefulness, satisfaction, and the system quality. So it wants students to communicate online, virtually, and it really wants them to get the most information out of their learning and the best outcomes. Moodle is the first one that I had researched a little bit, and it was actually started almost 2 decades ago. It just hadn't come about just yet, and it's based on the theory that emphasizes the importance of environment. So it represents a free and open source for all students who attend a specific course, and by resorting to this system, students can perform educational activities. So they log on, something is posted for them, they can respond to it, and they can definitely interact with peers on there. It really works well for the students of doctoral studies. They don't use it as much as they fully can, though, is what I've learned from my research. So they use it definitely to obtain new information and to establish communication and give suggestions, but they don't use it to its full potential just yet because there's still research being done on it. Moodle's really easy to sign up for. You just go to www.moodle.com and it's very easy to sign up. Something that I thought was cool is you can change your currency if you're buying the version of Moodle, and you can purchase it from outside the US. Blackboard is another learning management system. It is something that I'm most familiar with. I use it in my undergrad studies, and it's most similar to Canvas, which we use in our course right now. And it's definitely enhances traditional teaching and learning practices, but gives it that virtual look to it. And it definitely depends on the learning dynamic, what it should be used for, what content area. And students have access to their materials repeatedly. I thought that was very interesting. So if something gets lost, they can have access to it again. As teachers, when we give students hard copies of things and it's lost, there's no getting it back because most likely we don't have another copy of it. This is something I put together with why we should use Blackboard. It's easy to access and download. And it also provides course content accessibility and drives further improvements in the institution. And it guides instructors on how to improve the accessibility of their course content and alter future behavior. So it guides the instructors as they're on there, as they're researching it. And I retrieved this just from the website. Schoology is another learning management system. It has attendance records, online gradebook, tests, forms, badges, and quizzes, very similar to the other ones. It also has a text message notification, which I thought was cool if you would like to work with adults. Schoolology resources. This is just something extra that I found about this. It has some conferences. So the next one is July 15th through the 18th of 2018 in San Diego, California, and it teaches you all about how to access Schoolology. So just something to think about, the age group of your students when you're picking a learning management system, the subject or content area, what will work best for you. Definitely do the research of the learning management system. Cost, how much you should, what you're teaching, what subject area you're teaching. Are you going to have a lot of quizzes? And also, what is most effective for your style of teaching? What will most benefit your students? I hope you learned a lot about learning management systems. Have a good evening.